So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZW Games 5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below. What's up YouTube, Darryl here from Zephyr Games, bringing you, as you can see, an updated Buster Blader deck profile with the brand new support, Protection Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman. And it's insane. I will also, right before the profile, show you a 2-card combo that ends you on the Link, plus the Synchro, plus the Fusion, with a Whelp equipped that locks your opponent out from the extra deck as well. It's insane, and all you need is 2 cards. 2 cards. Before I get into that combo, please smash that like button so you don't miss out on anything. All the support you provide to the channel is much appreciated, and it just shows your appreciation so we can keep on doing videos for you. Again, before I get into the profile, massive shout out to Joe. He messaged me literally about half an hour to an hour ago and was like, oh look, here's my Buster Blader list. I was like, that's insane. And he was like, yeah, I also found a 2-card combo. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, 2-card combo that ends this, and this. I was like, you have to show me. So I am now going to share that with you guys. So all you need to get this 2-card combo started is one of Joe's favourite cards, and that is of course Draconet. And then your Destruction Prologue. Now, this one you can actually get into using Trap Treat. You don't have to open it up, you just have to have the ability of getting to it during your opponent's turn. Now the way to work is you will normal summon the Draconet. Draconet's effect will go off to special on 1 from deck, with level, normal monster level 1 or lower, and that's going to be your Flame Veil Guard. Now obviously you do not want to get Ash. The Ash stops the combo, but the combo is just how it is. It's just the way the game works right now. So you would then link these two up and go into your brand new Protection Whelp of Destruction Swordsman. You'd use Whelp's effect, so you can, when it is link summoned, you send from your deck to the graveyard one. So when it is link summoned, you can send 1 Destruction Sword card from your deck to the graveyard. Then you can special summon 1 Buster Blader monster from your hand. At the end of the battle phase, it's not really relevant the rest of it, but at the end of your battle phase, if your opponent controls no monsters, you can target 1 Buster Blader monster you control that did not declare an attack this turn. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack. Only use the effect once per turn. So the idea is, once you've linked this off, you get to send your other Destruction Swords. You don't even need to summon the Buster Blader, it's just nice if you do. You send the Destruction Sword of Memories, that goes to the graveyard. You then set your Prolong. During your opponent's turn, you activate the Prolong, and you send 1 Destruction Sword card and 1 Buster Blader. So you send the 1 Buster Blader to the graveyard, and then you want to send your Dragon Buster Destruction Sword to the graveyard. That will then, of course, special summon out the Buster Dragon. And because we're under Master Rule 5, you don't need to put it to a zone it points to, but if you do, you can do. Well, as we're still in Master Rule 5, you can still put it there anyway. Then, of course, because you used your Protection Whelp to send the Destruction Swords of Memory, you can banish this card from the graveyard, fusion summon 1 Buster Blader monster, Buster Blader the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from the graveyard. So you banish the Destruction Sword with your Buster Blader and your Flame Veil Guard, because it is a dragon. And then you get to special summon out. So you can do this all during the standby phase if you want. You get to summon out your 1 Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman, and then you use Buster Dragon's effect to target the Buster the Dragon Swordsman and equip it with the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword, and your opponent is now completely locked out the extra deck, and you still have 3 more cards to back this combo up to move further forward as well should you wish. So yeah, very insane combo. I thoroughly liked it. As soon as Joe explained it to me, I was like, huh, that's a thing that can do that? He's like, yep. I was like, alright, cool. Yeah. Danny is going to be massively happy. So Danny is, he's been out of the game for a while. He's been able to dip in and out. But now that we've got a new Buster Blader support that he's been waiting for a long, long time, he's now going to be able to play Buster Blader for 2 weeks. Because then Buster Whelp's going to get banned, sadly. No, that's not confirmed. That's just my suspicion. Anyway, let's get on to the profile. This is what you've been waiting for. So we play triple Buster Blader. it is a Buster Blader deck, so you have to play 3 of the Buster Blader. Now, to support the Buster Blader, we do play the 1 Buster Blader, the Destruction Swordsmaster, just as an additional name. We then play triple Buster Whelp of Destruction Swords. This, of course, is your Searcher, and it can also recover itself as well. And then we do play double Dragon Buster Destruction Swords. I was considering putting the other one in that locks out the graveyard effects. This one, the Wizard, but it's like most graveyard effects aren't really going to do a lot for me. The only time it will really hurt me in Shadows is if they get a dragon to the graveyard before I lock them out of the extra deck, which is very rarely going to happen. Then, of course, your combo starter, triple Draconet and the single Flame Veil Guard. And then we've got the 1 Glart Bulb, because Glart Bulb on its own is a 1-card link 2 as well. So that sets you up your destruction play. So if you do not get into Draconet, let's say worst case scenario, you normal summon Bulb, you turn this into Link Kuriboh, you bring back Bulb, and then you go into the destruction because it's just 2 monsters. Good at it. You then use that effect to send the trap card. And as long as you've got Prolong, you can set that and off you go. And then finally for the monsters, we've got 2 Lilith Lady of Lamet, just because she can search you out your Prologue and your Destruction Sword of Flash and Destruction Sword of Memory, plus Trap Trick as well. So she does add an additional layer of consistency. You can take her out should you wish. I would advise putting in like Hand Traps, Ash Blossoms, Imperms. I've tried to keep this as budget as we possibly can. There are a couple of cards you can upgrade or downgrade should you wish. Moving on to the spells, we've got triple Where Art Thou, just so you can search out any of your level 1s. 9 times out of 10, you're just trying to get to another Buster Whelp or a backup of the Buster Whelp. That is your only other target, and then you've got your Glart Bulb as well, should you want to. And if you want to hard summon into this guy right here, let's say that you've got no way of putting it into the graveyard, or you're worried about your opponent getting to it, as long as you can get to the fusion, you can then get to that card, searching it off of Where Art Thou. It does not matter if you take 2k, because your opponent is going to have their effects negated, ideally, with the full combo, and they're not going to be able to get into their extra deck to break that board, and it's a very hard board to break once it's set up. Triple Instant Fusion. This has 3 targets. You've got your Thousand Eyes, your Millennium Eyes, and you also got the 1 Fire Dragon, so your Dark Fire Dragon, as additional targets and additional fodders to get dragons in the graveyard to stop you getting hand trapped. I mean, coming into Master Rule 5, Millennium Eyes is going to be if it survives, one of the most powerful cards, because you play Instant Fusion, summon it out, or if Instant Fusion survives, that is, you summon it out, and then your opponent can't hand trap you for the rest of the turn because you're just going to protect it using Millennium Eyes. We'll then play Triple Call by the Grave. Like I said, you do not want your Draconet being ashed. So if Millennium Eyes doesn't survive or Instant Fusion doesn't survive, Call by the Grave it becomes even more important. We'll then play 2 Destruction Sword Fusion. This is your quick play fusion spell. This does the trap card just as well, but obviously the trap card gets to send the materials from deck to the grave, which is nice. And then we've got the 1/1 for your Whelp, your Glart Bulb, and the Destruction Sword if you need it. And once you're reborn, bring back your Fusion, your Synchro, anything you need. Then for the traps, Triple Prologue. Obviously, we've already explained the importance of this card. And the same with double Destruction Sword's Memory. Now, the reason we are playing 3 Prologue is because it's the one you have to open up to get the combo going. This is only at 2, because you don't actually need to see it in your hand anymore. You just need to be able to banish this or send it to the graveyard. So you don't need to discard a Destruction Sword to special summon a Buster Blader, you just need to get it to the graveyard. So if you want to, you could play Foolish Burial of Goods, and then that allows you to play this kind of route with this and a Foolish Burial of Goods, because then you'd go this, Foolish Burial of Goods, this, and then you just need to set up the materials in order to do the Synchro Summon. So you'd set up the Synchro Summon, sync up the Fusion Summon, but you won't get the lock out of the extra deck. So there's a bit of difference as it goes. The 1 Destruction Sword Flash, I really underrated this card, to be honest. If you control a fusion monster that lists Buster Blader as a material, banish all monsters your opponent controls. When a card or effect is activated that targets a Buster Blader monster or monsters you control, except during a damage step, you can banish this card from the graveyard, negate that effect, and if you do, destroy it. Really cool card. Being able to banish all your opponent's monsters is insane. So should they be able to set up a bit of a wall, doubt it, because this guy does piercing and gets a crap ton of attack boost. You can get past it, but it's just a nice little one-off to play around with. And then Triple Trap Trick, I told you the importance of getting into your Prologue, and Trap Trick is another way of doing so and making it consistent. And then if, out of the remaining 3 cards in your hand, you were to get one of these bad boys, there's no way your opponent is stopping you. The only way they stop you, so even Super Poly, the second that this gets equipped, Super Poly is dead, they can't get in, they can't use it. The second they try to like MST it, Twin Twister it, Cosmic Cyclone it, that's where your Judgment comes in to protect it. And this is basically your win con alongside your boss monsters. So moving on to the extra deck. Of course, this one, again, straightforward and simple, but very, very powerful. And again, one of the most underrated decks. It took a massive hit when we went into Master Rule 4, but now hopefully it's going to be making a comeback. So we play double Protection Whelp of Destruction Sword. You can play this at 3 should you wish. Joe did in his personal build. I just swapped it out for 1 just to show you the variety of link monsters that you could play. So the other varieties you've got is you've got your Cross Sheep, because you do fusion and you synchro, so you also have the ability to gain 700 for all your monsters and revive one of your lower levels to then link into Link Karibos, Hieratic Seals, anything like that. Spoiler, we do play the 1 Link Karibo. I told you about the Glart Bulb kind of combo to get into your Destruction Sword. And then we've got the 1 Hieratic Seal. Should you need to get rid of your Synchro or any of your other dragons, it's just a nice Link 2 that is very, very non-target bounce. And that's very, very useful for the deck itself. Gives you another layer of protection. If you want to put more money into it, you can go into like IP, you can go into like Unicorn. You do have other options should you wish. The 1 Boral Sword, not that you'll ever need it. You can play Borrow Low Dragon if you want. You should be able to kill your opponent with the fusions and the synchros, but should you not be able to do that, you do have Boral Sword as another option. Speaking of the synchros, we do play the 1 Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, the 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, and the double Buster Dragon. Now, obviously, Archfiend Abyss is just another one of them cards that lets you go, cool, try and get past me now, bro. You could play Union Carrier if you wanted to, you don't need to, but it's another option. Buster Dragon, you need more than 1 just in case. And the Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, for those times where you are in time, you can just hard summon it and burn your opponent out, and it gives you more damage than a Cowboy would. Then onto the fusions, of course, you've got your instant fusion targets of your Millennium Eyes, your Thousand Eyes, and your Darkfire. Now, Millennium Eyes is currently expensive because it's only had 1 print. I would not be surprised if either this or Instant Fusion doesn't survive the list. If Instant Fusion doesn't survive the list, going into Master Rule 5, then obviously these 3 targets will come out. You could then put in your 3rd Link 2 of the Protection Whelp. You could put in a Savage Dragon as well, and a Borrow Load if you want to, or of course your Unicorn and IP. And then replacing it in the main deck, your Instant Fusions for more disruptions, stuff like Imperms or Ashes. If you wanted to bump up the consistency of your Draconet, you could also put in Silent Minings as well. And then the final win con of your deck, as if you needed much more, was Buster Blade, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. So the reason this is so good is because comboing this with the Synchro is busted. So the Synchro turns all your opponent's monsters into dragons, and then by doing so, the fusion basically says it gains 1,000 attack and defense for each dragon monster your opponent controls or is in their graveyard. Now, the Synchro turns everything into dragons. So you're like, cool, everything you've got, I'm going to plus from. You change all dragon-type monsters your opponent controls to defense position, and also dragon-type monsters your opponent controls in your opponent's possession cannot activate their effects. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. So it's insane. Like, let me just check the synchro quickly. There we go. So Buster Dragon, all monsters your opponent controls become dragon types once per turn. If you do not control a Buster Blader monster, you can target a Buster Blader in your graveyard to special summon it. Once per turn during your opponent's turn, you target 1 Buster Blader monster. You control it, equip it to 1 destruction with 1 destruction sword monster from your graveyard. So it turns them on the field into dragons. If you have something to turn everything in your opponent's possession into dragons, then even better. But that is it. That is it for the Buster Blader deck. Do not be surprised if this starts coming up at locals. It's a very, very powerful deck, but it is very fragile as well, purely because a well-timed Ash Blossom will pull apart the Whelp play, especially with the Draconet kind of play. And Draconet is also on the chopping block for the ban list, purely because of the... oh no, it's not, sorry. I was thinking it in Dragon Link, but it doesn't even play in Dragon Link. But yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to Buster Bladers. This is going to be incredibly fun to play around with and have a go with. I never got a chance to play these properly during Master Rule 4, so I'm glad that I'm going to be able to have the chance to have a second crack at it, basically, because I want to see how these guys can do with the new support that dual overload is going to bring us. So, thanks for watching. Again, thanks to Joe. Please smash that like button. Give us a comment below if you want to see any particular profile from Dual Overload. Big thumbs up. Support us as much as you can. We really do appreciate it. We want to try and get to 20,000 subscribers. And we also want to get some feedback from you guys as well. And kind of move further forward, making the channel grow as one. So again, thanks to Joe for this profile. Awesome, awesome profile and awesome combo. Check it out at the beginning of the video. 2-card combo gets you the Link 2, the Fusion and the Synchro. But for now, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And as always, guys, happy dueling.